You're about to graduate college, but it's not time to put away that thinking cap just yet. A number of big decisions still lie ahead. These big, real-world decisions might seem overwhelming at first, but there are a number of ways you can prepare for them so that you can make the right choice. The first big decision you'll likely make: should you go out into the workforce or should you attend grad school first? If you need a graduate degree to achieve your career goals, the choice is easy. If not, your decision to attend grad school relies on many factors. First and foremost, what's in it for you? Will a graduate degree prepare you for a position or job you want? Or will the cost of grad school be more than what you can earn? Most people with advanced degrees are paid more. However, the price of graduate school has increased nearly 35% over the last 10 years. You might want to consider if the increased pay in your field will offset the additional cost of graduate study before deciding to apply. You also might want to ask yourself if getting real-world experience first is more beneficial than immediately stepping back into the halls of a school. Of course, there are benefits beyond financial that graduate school offers. For some, the intellectual enrichment is the benefit. If you do decide to attend grad school, you will want to consider a number of factors before committing to your school of choice. Among other things such as faculty, research opportunities, program offerings, and curriculum, you'll also want to investigate program cost. How much does the average student borrow? Will you be able to afford paying back the additional loans? Location. Will you also like the community? Is the cost of living affordable? Will you live on campus or will you rent? Commitment. How much time will you have to dedicate to your studies? Can you work while in school? And how long is the entire program? Fellowships and scholarships. These are of great benefit for graduate students since the cost of a graduate degree is typically higher than a bachelor's. Be sure to explore these things and determine if you might be eligible. You've decided on a few schools that fit your needs. Now it comes down to applying. How will you get in? The first thing schools will consider is your GPA from your undergraduate degree. As the number of students applying to graduate programs continues to rise, graduate schools are becoming increasingly competitive. You may not only need to have a high GPA when you apply to the program, you may also need to pass entrance exams, include references in your application, and likely go through an interview process with the faculty and administration before you're accepted. Highly competitive universities often require at least a 3.0 to 3.3 GPA before they will consider you for acceptance. This is something to remember when you're blowing off studying for Netflix binges too. The standardized exams include the GRE, which is used for most programs. It explores verbal and analytical reasoning and is administered year-round at test centers all over the country. There's also the MCAT for medical school, the LSAT for law school, and the GMAT for business school. You will also want to ask professors, researchers with whom you worked, or previous bosses if they would be willing to write letters of recommendation. With graduate programs becoming more competitive, you'll have to prove that you have the serious chops needed for the program. But don't fret. Being wise about applying will show you have what it takes to bring you one step closer to the graduate degree you desire and keep you on the path to success.